When we got the loan for the house we currently live in, we had to jump through all sorts of hoops providing documentation of our escrow deposit, even though the lender had already verified our deposit with escrow. Why is that? Well, what I thought I would do is first show you directly out of the Fannie Mae Seller Servicer Guide. Here's what Fannie Mae says about your escrow deposit. The bank statements must evidence that the average balance for the past 2 months was large enough to support the amount of the deposit. If a copy of the canceled deposit check is used to document the source of funds, the bank statement must cover the period up to and including the date the check cleared the account. So that guideline can be sometimes a little challenging to meet because almost every purchase money loan approval is going to have a condition to provide proof that the borrower's escrow deposit had vacated or exited their existing bank account, whichever one they used to provide the deposit. And what this can do is create what I call an account statement cycle / account transaction history dilemma. Well, what the heck does that mean? Well, first thing is understand that with a purchase transaction, you have a time period, you have a close of escrow date. And sometimes, depending on the timing of the month when you start your transaction, you may be giving that escrow deposit, whether by check or by wire. These days, it's more often done by wire. It could be that you will not be closing on a date where you're going to get your next monthly statement from the typical monthly statement cycle. In other words, transaction close date may not allow for the next statement cycle. With some bank accounts, the statement cycle is monthly, calendar month. An April statement covers April, a May statement covers May, and so forth. That's more often true with business accounts. With personal accounts, monthly statements are usually for 30 days, but they can have starting and ending dates kind of mid-month, like mid-April 15th to May 15th, that kind of thing. So the challenge is if you're having to provide, which you will be, evidence through a bank account statement that your escrow deposit that you gave to escrow, that we have a copy of. Typically, escrow gives us a copy of the check or the wire in that they received, and then they issue us a receipt to show that they've received the money. But because we have to show the money coming out of your account, and if your transaction is going to close before the next statement cycle has finished and the next monthly statement comes out, then you've got a problem. So how do you prove it came out of your account? Well, you have to then pull an account transaction history for that account. What that means is hopefully you've got online banking. So you'd have to go online and pull a transaction history with a date range.